What's up, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of the TDP PE 1.1 RC drift chassis build. Here we're going to put the gearbox together and possibly assemble the battery tray. We'll see. So without further ado, let's keep God first and let's get into this video. We're going to need a differential, so you have to buy one yourself. CLSD, YD2, anything that fits a YD2 will work. And then you get the awesome instructions on paper, because this is the OG version of the conversion chassis. The gearbox, the shock tower, the battery tray, all of this is like standard TDP build. The front end, that is something new. It's newly designed one-off piece here. Okay, so I have my gearbox. You also need the gears to go in the gearbox. So you need 2 of those, or plastic, whatever. And then you need your bearings. Outside of the bearings, you're going to need idler shafts for each gear. So we got idler shafts, we got the actual gears, we got bearings, we got a diff, and now the assembly instructions. So just like before, I'll get things started. First, I'm gonna build that. That's like the easiest thing to do. So I'm gonna build that, then we'll build everything else. Our diff is built. Now my diff is built with everything inside of it, all of it, like it's built to the manual spec, except I left 2 spider gears out. There we have all of the bearings, the shafts together, all of them. And now we're going to get this gearbox. And let's start putting stuff together. So we have the 2 bearings in now. This one, you push in, and they all require pressure. So I used the flat, I pushed it down like this, and using my palm to push it all the way down. But it doesn't sit flush, just like the instructions say for the first one. This bearing does not sit flush with the edge. This bearing goes all the way in. So you see, you got to push the bearing in all the way, and then that's how it'll look on the other side. So here we have it. Started on this side, push that bearing all the way in using the, what is it, 5mm? 5.5 box tool. So just turn it upside down. You put the tool inside like this and push it all the way down. So that's what it looks like. And now we're on to the next part of the instructions. There is the diff assembled, put together, spinning all nice. Not a lot of play at all, like not almost none. I just gotta screw it onto the chassis now. All right, the gearbox is on the chassis now, but we're using different colored screws than the front, which I guess it's not that big a deal. Matching screws would be nice, but that's neither here nor there. Can't complain about something as minute as that. But it's cool though. I think the only reason why I'm bringing up the screws is because I actually like the color of these. They're brown. I put the motor mount on as well. And this is where it gets good, because this is what makes the TDP the TDP. Look at these. adjustments. We got 8 holes right here. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different adjustment spots there, and it looks like that's 10 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. All right, figured I'd turn the flash on so you can see this clearer. So many adjustments. Got the wonderful logo right there. Canada made. If you made it this far, thank you for staying with me. There was some feedback from the first video, part 1, and if you see there's threads in there. So I'm supposed to put a screw right here and also one in the front so the bearings don't fall out. So I'm going to do that now. I have now put in screw number 1 right there, and then screw number 2. Motor is installed. Not the motor I'm going to be going with, but had to see what it would look like with the motor actually on it. Clearance is top notch. I don't think anything's touching in there. And if it is, all I gotta do is back off just a tad. Super clean. All right, this next part is the battery tray. It says start from the bottom. Now we're here. Seriously, it says start from the bottom. Start from the bottom for smooth assembly. And it looks like that. And it says the O-ring should not be squished to allow movements of the side brackets for each battery install and removal. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build this up and be right back. So here we have the standoff and an O-ring. Oh, we need to make some room there. Okay, so one black standoff and then the O-ring. The standoff is threaded, so screwed that all the way down. And then we have one O-ring. Now over here, I have 2 longer ones and then 4 shorter ones. These, of course, go here, but you need the carbon fiber to go on here first, just like so. And this is supposed to be kind of loose, so I guess like when it's all said and done, you can like just slide your battery in and it'll boop, pop right back. But we'll see. We'll get it all set up. And there we have it. The TDP battery tray is together now. And just like I thought, yep, that's what it's for. It goes all the way down. You can lift it up somewhat. That's how you get your battery in there. Pretty smart. All right. Now let's take care of this issue here. We got a leaning front end and a perfectly straight back end. All right. This top plate here. Let's install this top plate. But first, before I do that, I'm going to show you something. But one second. So I have the top brace installed here. And I'm moving on up to the front. And what you'll notice is that there's nothing here. So look at that. This side can flex as high as it wants to. That is really cool. And that stayed. So that's where this gets its truly unique design. That side to side flex. Look at that. So it's not as extreme as I thought it was, because clearly when you put the when you bolt this down, it won't sway as much, but oh, it will sway a little bit. And also there's an optional piece you can buy to slide into here to where you can adjust your stiffness. So if it's all the way up here, it's stiff as it can be because these two won't flex separate from each other. But if you slide it all the way back, you get all the flex in the world. And then somewhere in between, you know, you get a middle ground, happy medium. So let's bolt these two screws down and go from there. There it is. Top brace installed. But there it is assembled. I found out what this is for before we continue. So if you look here, it's barely there. Could we get a new paper? You know, hey, not asking too much. But there it is. That's the standoff right there. That goes to step number 3. So that's what these are for. And there goes the grub screws for it as well. So to complete this, I need a whole rear section. Need a whole rear end to do. All right. So for my rear setup, I'm going to be using these TK. Ooh, that's going to look good. The black and silver theme. That's a little too much black and silver right there, but this was never in the plans. I'm not running Surpass. Yeah, just not doing it. But yeah, there we go. Number 7 toe block for the front and the rear. That's what we're going to be running. I need to get my other little parts to come in for that, but there we have it. I'm really digging the screws on the back half. These dark brown, I don't even know what color you call them, but those colored screws versus the chrome screws up front, oh my gosh. I really like the look of those. But all the more reason to get titanium screws later on. Thankfully, this tells you how many screws you need. So I'll be looking to do that because I know titanium screws, they run your pockets. But let me start blabbering on. This has been TDP build part 2. The gearbox, shock tower, upper brace, and a battery tray. Y'all keep God first. I will catch you on the next video.